My name is Nathan Brown and I am a senior here at Trinity University. I'm an anthropology major, museum studies and business minors, and I'm a part of the cross country and track team here at Trinity University. Yeah, first of all, I just want to say thank you for the recognition and the honor of being the SCAC Character and Community Award finalist of the week. I appreciate that honor. It means a lot considering the other really great work that Trinity athletes and students are doing here, as well as our conference. It means a lot that we be recognized for this award. So first of all, thank you very much. So the big project that I'm working on right now, in partnership with other students, staff, and faculty here at Trinity University, we are organizing a committee team that wants to petition the university to formally acknowledge an Indigenous peoples and land acknowledgement. So what this means is that we want to recognize the fact that Trinity University and San Antonio, as well as all of Native America in general, belongs to Native peoples, and that they were here first. And so it's a recognition of the trauma and also the processes that this land was taken. And so what we want to do is basically hold the university accountable to its promises in the summer of 2020, during that summer of racial unrest, when we realized as a society that there are continuous problems in America, systematic processes that marginalize minority communities. And so we want to hold the university accountable to its promises and statements saying that we want Trinity to be an inclusive place for all of our students, especially Native students, which are underrepresented at our university and in universities in general. So what we want to do is start with this land acknowledgement as a beginning place for more equitable policies for Native students at Trinity. So the first step of this is having a formal land acknowledgement created, which has already been done actually by a graduating senior who graduated this last year. He and my supervisor, Ramon Vasquez, at American Indians in Texas at the Spanish Colonial Missions, they created a land acknowledgement that recognizes what are referred to as the Coahuiltecan people here in San Antonio and southern Texas. And it recognizes the fact that they were on this land first. And so working with the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, my friends and I, as well as like colleagues and professors, are working together so that we can highlight the Indigenous students here at Trinity University, as well as letting them, if they want, to take the forefront of this project and to hold the university accountable to its promises. And so that's the first aspect of what our land acknowledgement is. So the next steps of this process are we want to create a network of faculty, staff, and students who really care about this issue. I think this will be in partnership with other student organizations. And we're really looking forward to the next 6 months as we want to try to complete this process before President Anderson leaves in May or June of this next year, and before some of us graduate as well in May of 2022. And so the next steps of this process are gathering momentum. This is also a call out that if you have an interest in being a part of this team that is recognizing Indigenous peoples in San Antonio who have been here and are still present here in San Antonio and will be present long after we're gone. If you have an interest in being a part of this student coalition and faculty coalition, we would ask that you reach out to me and send me a message, and we'd love to get you on board. So the next event that's coming up for our coalition of students, staff, and faculty is gathering interest and spreading the word about Native history in San Antonio at Trinity University and the land acknowledgement itself. So on November 17th, hosted by the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, we will be bringing my former supervisor Ramon Vasquez of the nonprofit AIT-SCM, which is an organization that seeks to preserve Native culture in San Antonio and also help create equitable policies for Native peoples in San Antonio and other communities of color. So on November 17th, we will be hosting a lunch for free for anyone who wants to be a part of this at Trinity University. It'll be more of a discussion, kind of highlighting the general history of San Antonio and also why a land acknowledgement is even necessary in the first place. So the larger goals of this land acknowledgement process are we want to create a welcoming environment for all of the Indigenous students at Trinity University. Trinity boasts about its inclusive environments and helpful resources, and while we think that's true to some degree, we're ready for it to be an even more inclusive environment for Native students and faculty and staff. So the larger goals of this process are first recognizing that a land acknowledgement is not alone in itself. It's easy to turn that into just a performative statement and a checkbox, if you will. And so what we want to do is long-term goals are creating scholarships for Native students, bringing on cultural artists to the university, bringing speakers to Trinity that are highlighted on Indigenous Peoples Day, November for Native American Heritage Month, etc. And so the larger goals itself are that we're creating a culture and university that is welcoming for everyone and that highlights and elevates voices of different races and ethnicities. So just to conclude, I'd love to say thank you to my cross-country teammates who really have affected me over the last 4 years and really helped me to become a better runner, a better athlete in general, and just a better student. This team is definitely why I love Trinity University so much. I'm really grateful for the friendships that I've formed over the last 4 years. I want to give a thank you to my coaches who believed in me as a walk-on to the team. I was not very fast and was just eager to learn, and they really welcomed me in that environment. And that's something that I want to take in this land acknowledgement process and bring that welcoming spirit to everyone, to all Native students and students in general at Trinity University. And of course, thank you to my advisor, Jennifer Matthews, in the anthropology department for supporting me in my academic journey. And thank you to Courtney Balderas also, who is in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, for being such an integral part of this process. And so thank you.